you have to get, if they're very invasive, you have to get into the brain, or do it like a spinal fluid tap to actually get an accurate read on how many endogenous cannabinoids are in the body. But also the problem with that is even if we were to do that, it wouldn't give us an accurate reading because we make these on demand. So it's going to fluctuate depending on what you're going through, what type of stressors are happening in your body, what type of imbalances that you're dealing with. So it is always going to be a challenge to be able to pinpoint exactly how many we have in our body. Now, we're working with a couple of genetics companies where we're looking into doing genetic SNPs on the endocannabinoid system itself. We can do genetics testing on the enzymes that are creating our endogenous cannabinoids, and then we can also do genetics testing on the enzymes that are rapidly destroying our endogenous cannabinoids. So we can find out if we have overactive enzymes that are destroying our endogenous cannabinoids, which would lead us to believe that you would be deficient, and you could have been deficient just straight out of the gate of life. So that would be an area where we would look to supplement that.
So can you figure it out looking at epigenetic testing? It's got to be SNPs or whatever. Epigenetics is the big thing now, is turning genes on or off. So, right. But there's no epigenetic indicators that someone may be deficient.
So not a clear. I mean, you would have to look at the enzymes itself. So we just started this conversation with a company that can do about 70 different SNPs on the endocannabinoid system itself. So this is exciting because where plant-based cannabinoids can help with many different conditions. I mean, it's been studied for gastrointestinal, whether it's Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, IBS, lupus, Lyme, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, mental neurological disorders, just inflammation in the body, for pain. These are all the things that plant-based cannabinoids have been studied for. But what I think we can do when looking at these genetics testing and to find out if somebody would be prone to be deficient in endocannabinoids from enzymes that are overactive, then we could start to supplement with plant-based cannabinoids and then start to balance out the ECS and utilize this as a preventative healthcare measure. So we can target the ECS for preventative healthcare, for longevity, for anti-aging. So there's multiple different ways that we can stimulate, enhance the endocannabinoid system for health and wellness, many different ways.
Now, do you know much about heart rate variability? Because that heart rate variability kind of measures the balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic and how quickly, you can rebalance yourself. Have they done any studies looking at CBD and increasing heart rate variability? Because that's a mortality indicator. And are there any studies on looking at that increasing heart rate variability?
I'm sure there are. I'm not familiar with them. I do know that CBD can function as a vasodilator. We do have CB2 receptors very much connected to our cardiovascular system. But as far as, the details of that, I'm not too familiar with it. And to be honest, it's been a bit overwhelming for us because sometimes I wish this was good for 2 or 3 things because we'd be a lot further along in our research. But, when you look at what the ECS connects to and where we have cannabinoid receptors in our body, it's a bit overwhelming because we have 51 different things that we want to do clinical studies on based on provider feedback that we're getting.
Yeah. Hey, Rebel, we need to sneak in this commercial before, don't we? And we'll give our guest a little chance to drink some water. He's been talking a lot. So you want to go to break real quick?
We are going to a quick break, so stay with us as we explore the ageless blueprint right here on W4HC Radio and Talk4 TV. An ancient secret with a modern twist for better health and vitality. Dr. Taylor will be right back. Taking care of your health shouldn't mean taking a handful of pills every day. At Taylor MD Formulations, they create doctor-developed supplements that combine the best natural ingredients so you get the results you need with fewer pills. Taylor MD Formulations is backed by science, designed for real life with real results. Less pills, better health, doctor approved. Shop now at TaylorMDFormulations.com and discover smarter supplements for smarter health. That's TaylorMDFormulations.com. We are back for more of Ageless Blueprint. Once again, let's join Dr. Taylor for more insights and research on the ancient secret to better health and a better life in modern times. Here's your host, Dr. Eldred Taylor.
I'm back here with Dan Reed. He is the owner of Pico CBD IV. And I shouldn't say the owner. Okay, tell me.
Yeah. Director of Business Development.
Director of Business Development. Okay. He's the only person I know in the company. So to me, he's the president. So, I won't tell your boss that. Don't let him look at this podcast. But I wanted to get that commercial in because, and of course, somebody's cutting my grass outside. So I've been trying to mute myself. But we're going to start offering a lot of the products that he's working on. And we're going to work closely with him and try to provide our listeners and whoever else the cutting edge products that they're working on and they've already created. So just stay tuned for that. But let's continue. It sounds like it's too good to be true because when you say it's like it fixes everything, somebody thinks it's snake oil. But this is just an overwhelming system. You just think of the nervous system. It innervates almost every cell in your body, and it's trying to send a message to every cell in your body. And it sounds like that's what the endocannabinoid system is doing also.
Yeah, it's connected to everything. Like I said, we have trillions of receptors in the body that are responding to either endogenous or exogenous cannabinoids. This is a system that is working 24/7, 365 to keep us healthy, to catch things early. It's mind-blowing that this is not taught in medical school curriculum. It's almost sickening. And you have to think, is it not being taught because there is a plant that naturally stimulates this system, that there's a plant that naturally supports and enhances this system? I don't know. I could go down a deep rabbit hole there, but it's in my opinion, this is the future of health and wellness, is keeping this system balanced, because this system keeps your whole body balanced.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been a doctor for over 30 years, and I understand the pharmaceutical industry. They demonize anything that they can't make money off of. And as soon as they can make money off of it, all of a sudden it's the best thing in the world. Right. And you say they have all of these, drugs that are in the pipeline. Just as soon as they figure out how to make money off of it, you'll start seeing commercials. Yep. You'll start seeing, and then they'll start to demonize your company because they want. That's kind of how the pharmaceutical industry works, in my experience.
It's and we're expecting that for sure. It's as food is medicine, right? Food is preventative healthcare. I believe we have everything that we need here that's natural. Mm-hmm. When you look at, you could honestly say this, and this is a really bold statement, but if you go back to how pharmaceutical companies started, they were taking natural things from earth and creating synthetic versions. Now, you could say that nearly 100% of pharmaceutical drugs at one point was inspired from something natural here on earth. We have everything here. And for some reason, plant-based medicine became alternative medicine. Although that we've used this for 5,000 years, pharmaceuticals only been around for 100, 150 years. And but that's all of a sudden primary medicine. Let's think about the trial and error that the indigenous people had to go through to figure out what is safe today. Just taking different plants and herbs and dying or getting sick for weeks at a time, to where we know now what is safe and what is not safe. So people now are looking for a more holistic approach. People are looking for non-synthetic options. And I'm excited about the future, because not just what we're doing with plant-based cannabinoids, and there's a lot of other things that we're working with the Pico technology outside of hemp as well. But there's a big shift happening right now. We're getting the synthetics out of our food, which is huge. As we mentioned, that food is medicine. What I really would like to see next is, after we accomplish this battle with big food, is getting the synthetics out of our medication.
That's going to be a tough road to hoe, because that's pharmaceutical industry is in the pockets of every politician in every state and every, so it's tough. But so we got like about 3 or 4 minutes left. I guess you can just kind of wrap it up and just tell us some of the products that you guys have and how they can help people. I know you have the tinctures. You have some things that are topical that you use for pain. And so just kind of give us a broad group of what is out there so people can know what is available.
Yeah. So with the other company, which is separate from Pico IB, there's about 150 different products that are plant-based, cannabinoid related, isolating different cannabinoids, whether it's CBG or CBN. A lot of people use CBN for sleep, the CBDA, CBGA. There's a lot of different ones, but you can get these in creams. You can get them in salves. If you're dealing with pain, you could rub this on your skin. There's massage oils. We have multiple different types of tinctures. I mean, there's gummies. There's so many different products. There's like 150 different products on that page. But with that side of the company, it's really more B2B, to where they can white label these for other doctors or nurses that want to carry a line with their own branding on it. So that is something that's an option. And really what we want to look at doing is where people have a master reset of the endocannabinoid system with getting an infusion, doing this like every 4 to 6 weeks, just as a master reset, and then being able to supplement daily with these just to keep it in balance. So your body is operating the way that it was intended to, in helping with any type of deficiencies that you have, and really safeguarding you and utilizing it more as preventative healthcare measures.